to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we live in different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
Found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me keep on running toes. They gonna take it.
This is what we gotta tell.
This man doing this.
I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. We are back from our weekly break. So we are here to give you some great content for today. Very short show. As you see, it's just me and Tomo. So this is a Dummy Bros episode, of course. Can't wait to talk about these topics. You know, we see the Elite Eight just happened. We now have the Final Four set now, and we also got to talk about something that happened in the NFL. You know, basically it was kind of sort of like a player swap, kind of sort of, but we got Hassan Reddick now with the Jets. He's no longer with the Eagles. So we got to talk about that. But other than that, how you doing today, Tomo?
Man, I'm doing good, man. You know, just here to talk about how UNC can't get the job done. But I know that's good news for you. But outside of my bracket being totally done, I'm good.
Yeah, my bracket's totally done, but hey, it's to my rival team's demise, so I'm good. I'm good. And then my team is also not in the tournament anymore now. But hey, it's all good. It's all good as long as UNC ain't celebrating. I'm fine. As long as that happens. And then of course you got Mr. UConn himself being the first one on the show. So
it's like
you know how he's feeling. But other than that, make sure we're streaming right now on two platforms. It's been some issues with Facebook so far, so I'm not sure what's going on. But we are live on X and YouTube, so make sure you like, share, subscribe on both. Repost it. I can't say retweet, but repost it on X. So just and get ready for a great show. Tomo, floor is yours.
Oh, we got it. I know, super short.
Of course.
Yeah, it's been a minute. They ain't heard the turn up in a minute. But look, man, Mr. UConn himself, he showed up and he said, "Yep." He told us, right? He told us. He said, "Y'all gonna be upset when we make it to the championship." But speaking of that, we're gonna get right to it because one team hasn't been to the Final Four in a while. What is it like? I think a few of these teams. NC State shocked us. They made it. Alabama made it to the Final Four. I mean, we all knew UConn was gonna be there, so. Tony, you don't have to brag too much, and then we got Zach Edey and crew, Mr. Unreliable in them, as CTC Carl would say. They made it to the Final Four as well. So look what we got here. We got to talk about our biggest takeaway from the Elite Eight, and I'll just jump in right quick. My biggest takeaway was one, North Carolina not making it. Also Duke losing to NC State. ACC rivals. I mean, come on now. We're talking about a team that wasn't even supposed to be there. Now they 11th seed. They had to win every game in the ACC tournament just to get here. One more games in Cap One Arena than the Wizards just to get here. And look where they at now. Talk about a Cinderella story. Also, nothing but the Tide, baby. If you know what I'm talking about, then you need to go look it up. I can't say too much because I almost forgot we was on air. That break. But those are some of the takeaways, and also Purdue getting here. I didn't expect Purdue to get to the Final Four. I expected them to get maybe to the Sweet 16, flirt with the Elite Eight, and probably lose. But now look where they at, dancing with the Final Four. So those are a few of my takeaways, man. The teams that I thought was going to be there ain't there, and the teams that are there, I'm happy for them.
Yeah, I gotta start with this comment though. I agree with my brother 100% on this one. I think
Mm,
they were ranked terribly. I honestly would have put them maybe like four, maybe not four, but maybe like a 6 or 7 seed at least. But they had them at 11. And this is why I kind of sort of disagree with Carl when he said the ACC is top heavy. Because look at all the other ACC teams that made it this far. Clemson made it to the Elite Eight. Um,
yeah.
well, not Elite, Sweet 16 or Elite Eight, but you had Clemson that went far. You got NC State in the Final Four now. You had Duke and UNC both in the Sweet 16. The top heavy teams are Duke and UNC. Really, if you look at everyone else, there's really no one else. But we got other people in the tournament. Like so, I wouldn't say that we're top heavy. But this also I think my biggest shocker was Purdue getting to the Final Four because I didn't expect that to happen. I thought Dalton Connect would cook. I mean, he cooked too. He had a really good game, but Edie put up 40. Edie
Man,
put up 40, so it was like, what is like you pretty much got to match with him and you can say that there were a lot of calls that were going towards Purdue in the first half, but at the end of the day, you got to play the game. Got to play the game no matter what and win. So that was the biggest takeaway for me is that, and then how the UConn is just dominating their way all the way through. It's just ridiculous. I don't get it now. It's like they're winning. It's like they're guaranteed to win a game by at least 10, 15 points.
they stole
It's,
the powers from the women's team. Because
man, did they? Because
the women's bracket is all balanced out. Yep.
remember when Gino Auriemma used to run through the tournament all the time? Now
Yep.
I mean, they back in it now, but for a while it wasn't dominated by him for a while. So man, it's crazy, but it's just this college basketball March Madness has been very exciting on both sides for men and women. It's been very
Facts.
very exciting because you got the rematch now with LSU and Iowa.
That's
And then
today, right?
yep. So you got that matchup, man. It's going to be some exciting basketball to see. You got Juju Watson, with USC, got them in the Elite Eight, man. That young lady has been on fire this year. So I'm excited to see how everything's going to go. It's just those were my two biggest takeaways: NC State being being ranked low, and UConn just dominating. I mean, it's almost a guarantee that UConn's going to win the championship now.
I mean, y'all say it's not a Cinderella story, but if NC State faces UConn, you think NC State got a chance? Because I like you
Yeah.
said, UConn
I
has
think they
been
got a
blowing
chance.
people
DJ
out.
Burns, DJ Burns is a monster in the
Difference
paint,
maker.
man. It's almost it's not he's not only a monster on the court, he's a monster off the court because you hear about his stuff that he's doing with vending machines and stuff. So
Smart
he's
man.
smart, man. He's smart and he just boom. He just wow. He
I
just he
know.
just he's just really good. Uh,
DC came out
We
with
really disagree, Carl. I'm not mad with your take, but I think they should have been like 7, 8, just because of how well they played in the ACC tournament. But
yeah,
hey,
nah. I mean, a lot of people are saying NC State. I mean, even though that you did, I mean, where they were ranked at, you got to think of the teams like you said they got to go up against. So they are kind of battle tested. So for them to get where they're at shows you that ACC, like you said, ain't that top heavy. We kind of got to agree there. If you got to go up against Duke and UNC twice, maybe 3 times, when you get here, you're like, I can beat anybody if I could beat them. And I got to go to the ACC tournament, win 5 games straight. I had to beat them again. Then to get to the Elite Eight, guess who I got to beat again? Duke. My bad. But we just got to get there.
so
So,
good. I mean, they beat some top teams. They beat UNC in the ACC final, and then they beat Duke the first game to get there, and then it's just like, all right, this is NC State just seems destined. Like Carl said, they just seem destined to make it to the finals.
I mean, everybody has a destiny, man. You just got to find which clear path goes for you. And speaking of destinies, the way the Refuse to Lose network comes together, how we got shows, chats, memberships. Talk about a little bit about these shows right quick before we move on to the next topic.
Yeah, man. So these shows that we have, like my favorite word to say is we have a plethora of shows in the R2L network now. We have Kings Talk with Joe. Space is pretty much about Sacramento Kings. Beantown, Light the Beam. So make sure you tune into that. And he also has some takes on the teams that they play. So if you are a fan of the team that they play that night, it's usually sometimes it's normally late. It's Sacramento, so they play like 10:30, 10
Go
o'clock, 10
Mavs.
o'clock at night. So you got that. So you can make sure you tune into that. You got CTT, Carl Talking College, where he talks about college basketball and college football. So make sure you tune into that. If you want all college knowledge, go to CTC. Then you got baseball with Teddy. The baseball season has started. The Yankees are 4-0. They swept the Houston Astros in the very first series. So you know how Teddy's feeling right now. He's probably going to have an episode about that,
Da,
of
da,
course.
da,
Then he got his boy Juan Soto, who hit his first home run as a Yankee. So you got that. So make sure you tune to BWT to listen to all baseball content. Um, you got fantasy football with Coach Coombs, FFC. He had came back to talk about free agency. He's going to be doing so again. So if you have a team that you want him to talk about, you might want to message him directly to be able to get him to do that. Then you got In the Red Corner. It's the hottest show on the RTL network. It's boxing with Ty, Ricky, and Fast Cantoni. So you want to learn something about some boxing? Trust me, those are the guys to listen to. Then you have RBO, Real Ballers Only with Vaughn, where he talks strictly NBA basketball, and he could be talking about the best team or the worst team. Doesn't matter what it is. Vaughn's the show to talk when it comes to every basketball, all NBA. RBO is where to go. And then you have my show, which is Dave's Doghouse, where I pretty much talk about the highs and lows of all sports people. It's not just players. It's not just coaches. It's analysts. It could be an owner. It could be a GM. It could be an interpreter. Doesn't matter who it is. Somebody can get put in the doghouse, or if you do something that's great, depending on what you do, you have a great take or something like that, or even somebody on the street. If you have a 30-point triple double on the street, then hey, you might get considered a dog. So those are the shows, and then I'm gonna just go right into the IG chats. So the IG chats that we have, you gotta for a while, we just a short little while, we actually have some spots open to be able to get into these IG chats. The only three that are not free to get in are NFL, NBA, and the Refuse to Lose VIP chat. So we have available spots in these chats, and I'm going to talk about what we talk about in these chats. But we have a hockey chat, which we have 24 spots left. We have 23 spots left in soccer, 25 in UFC, 12 in college football, 11 in college basketball, 9 in boxing, and 15 spots left in baseball. So those are some of the chats. And of course, I mentioned NFL and NBA, so we have those two chats as well. Basically, in these chats, we give up all the news, all updates, no matter what it is. You got Cam Sutton, who is now in police custody. So that's a crazy situation that's going on there. Then you got Rashid Rice, who has a legal issue now as well. I'm not sure what's going on with the NFL offseason in these players, but it's not looking good. But we give updates, we have debates, and all of that. And no, I did not put Duke in there. Be quiet, Tony. Yeah, it's just these IG chats. We talk about any and everything. We like I said, we have debates, we have discussions, we have healthy topics. We even, man, look, in the VIP chat, we even talk about music sometimes. So it's you got to become a superstar member to get into that. And Tom was going to tell you what it takes to get into the NFL, NBA, and the R2L chat.
There we go. And just like that, we also offer memberships. We have 3 levels. We have the pro level, all-star level, and the superstar level. And with the pro level, you get loyalty badges next to your name in the comments and the live chats. You see as we going up, a lot of people going up. I'm gonna show you right here. I'm gonna bring it back up, Tony. But you see Carl with the loyalty badge next to his name and the priority comments. You get to join, like we said, one of the elite sports chats. And Dave just told you if you weren't listening, skip back 15 seconds and he'll tell you again. But also we got the all-star level at $4.99. You get the same perks from the pro level, but you also get member-only videos. You get to join multiple of the elite chats. But once we close out all these spots, you still gonna have to become a member so you can join more of these chats. But we'll revamp the script just a little bit. Then you get to request a topic or segment nominee. Topics basically sports related that can go on any of the shows that Dave told you about. And segment nominees got You Done Son, Not So Average Top 5, and Dave's Doghouse. Now, if you haven't seen Dave's Doghouse, make sure you click down below so you can see all the shows, and then you go subscribe to my man page because you want to see who's in the doghouse. You got people that's been in the doghouse since the doghouse started. I don't know how they're gonna get out at this point. They must like it there. But you want to add somebody, hit my man up. Also, superstar level, you get the same perks from the all-star and the pro level for $9.99 a month. You get to join the R2L. That's that VIP chat. And we also got a parlay chat as well. And there's money being made in that parlay chat. So you want to drop the $9.99 because you're going to get your money right back after you drop the parlay. Boom. So you get to be in the sports chat and you get to make some money while you in the sports chat. You get to be a guest on one of the shows on the network. You also get awards and plaques to the top performers that's based upon the episode that you do. So we let the YouTube numbers speak. We don't do the votes. We let you, your performance, and the numbers do it for you. And you get member shout outs. So shout out to our superstar members right now. And right after you said something about music, I don't know if I want to use the big three term no more. Kendrick done killed that for us, man. So we're gonna have to switch it up a little bit, but I'm gonna say it this one last time. You got the big three. That's me, Dave, and Joe. Worm, Teddy, Coach, Vaughn, Cardo, and Tone. So shout out to all our superstar members. Shout out to our all-star members and our pro level members too. I can't say y'all names because y'all gotta be superstar members to get the official announcement. But that's what we got here. Refuse to lose. We got one more topic before we get up out of it.
You said Tone. I thought you said Tony. I about to say, when my brother become a superstar?
Nah, I said Tone. He might after UConn win. You know, I'm just saying.
He gonna turn up if they win the whole thing. That's the one thing I don't. That's why I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Well, you gotta. Hey, you better hope DJ and them make it, man. Because if they make it, then boom.
Yeah.
But we had some news happen over the weekend outside of what you were talking about with that all season. Because you know what? It's a little funny that these NFL teams is wilding out. Meanwhile, the Cowboys, who was known for being all season media leaders, ain't doing nothing. They did a thing. Literally nothing. They ain't signed nobody. But anyway, we gotta talk about one. I guess the NFC East loses another pass rusher, but he goes to another team. And when you see the name here, say spelling bee contestants, because both these teams like spelling their name out there every time they score. So he went from a Eagle, and I'm not saying it because they're gonna try to clip me up, so I'm not spelling it out. He went from being an Eagle to Jets. Jets. Reaction to Hassan Reddick being out of Philly and now with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. How you feeling about that, Dave?
Like I said earlier in the show, this was pretty much a player swap, if you really think about it, because they went and signed Huff, who used to be with the Jets.
True.
And now they sent Hassan Reddick to the Jets. So it was pretty much a player swap. And I guess you get what you pay for. I think Hassan Reddick is going to be in a really good situation because that Jets defense is just only going to get better. That's only if they keep Robert Saleh there. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that situation though, because there were some reports that say that Robert Saleh and ownership had some heated disagreements. But then the owner came out and said that it was false. So we don't know which one is true, but let's just say that let's hope that Robert Saleh stays here because we know what he can do when it comes to a defense. Let's just honestly, this Jets team may make some noise in the AFC East. I mean, there's really only one really, I won't say dominant, but there's only one team that is consistently in the playoffs, and that's the Buffalo Bills. Now the Dolphins have made it the last 2 years, which is really good. But now they have the contract situation with Tua. Is he going to get an extension? They said that they're not looking to give him one right now, that they can wait on it. So we'll see what happens with that. So, I mean, the Jets, I more so think this it was a win-win if you really look at it. The Eagles got some draft picks out of that, and they got Huff, so it's not like they are really going to miss too much. Um, the Eagles really just got to worry about their back end. It's really about their cornerbacks and their safety position. But they got C.J. Gardner Johnson back, but they still got Bradbury, so that's the only thing that's messing up with them. But the Jets are going to be fine defensively. They were really good last year defensively. It's just their offense just couldn't score. So yeah, win-win. That's how I see it. I see it as a win-win for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there, and I meant to also, I should have did this on the introduction, but they traded him for a 2026 third round pick, and they say it's a chance. Oh, I think it was. Oh, they sent him for a third round pick, but they got a chance to be a second round pick in 2026 if he can reach what is it, 75% or 77%. I mean, 67% of playing time and at least 10 sacks, which is possible for him because we clearly see what happens when, I mean, the Jets defensive line is like that. So we've seen what he did when the Eagles defensive line was getting those numbers. So for Hassan Reddick, I know he happy to probably be in a place where he can restart. You know, I know he's probably not as excited because he said he loved Philly. He was a Philly boy. I mean, I think he is from New Jersey, but he wanted to be an Eagle. And for me, the reaction is more so it's a swap. I mean, the Eagles are trying to find ways to get better. They couldn't agree on a contract, so they was like, look, man, if you don't want to be here, we're going to find somewhere for you to go, and we're going to also figure out a way to get a trade. And that's exactly what they did. So they got a draft pick out of it. Hopefully it works in their favor. They got the cap space that they was looking for. So I think by trading him, they relieved like 14 M's in cap space. So now you just stuck with Brandon Graham and Huff and Sweat. But that's another fight for another day because I just had to throw a little jab out there, Kev. But I think the Jets do get better now that they have that. Hopefully they beef up that O-line because Aaron Rodgers is going to need some protection. They get the protection for him. Now we're going to see what the Jets going to do. I did hear that about Robert Saleh too. That's a little upsetting because as soon as y'all get an elite quarterback, now everybody wants to start bickering and going back and forth. Where was all this when Zach Wilson was starting? Like, where was the same energy from ownership? So
exactly.
Fix it.
But remember when I said that, I said I think Robert Saleh wants to bench him, but ownership is not allowing him to. That's what I said back then. And now
it's probably where the argument came from. He's like, "Oh, now y'all want to get mad at me? I told you weren't good." But that's just what it is. So for the Eagles, I mean, I know they're probably excited just about how their whole offseason is going. Some people are going to miss Reddick. I know if you ask an Eagle fan would they want Sweat or Reddick, they probably would say Reddick over Sweat. But if you ask a Jets fan, how do they feel about having Hassan Reddick? They probably say they're Super Bowl bound. We gonna see.
Yeah, they did give him permission to seek the trade. I mean, because they didn't want to pay him. They didn't want to pay him what he was asking for. So the Jets got money. So send him to the Jets.
Money. That whole division got some money outside of the Bills. Aaron Rodgers, where we go? All right, but what about next season? We talking about the season coming up. Ain't nobody worried about 2026, man.
No, I guess he's just trying to make sense of the trade of them getting that something from 2026 because Aaron Rodgers be gone, and then that season they might go down. So it'd be a higher draft pick. So
no, he think he gonna get another Nolan Smith or something like that. I see you, Kev. You thinking? I got you.
Yep. I found it. I figured that's where he was, where he was thinking from. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's cool. And then he not far from home. He's from Jersey, so he's with the Jets. So
yeah,
not a far drive.
And if you still want to watch Philly, he can drive down there and watch him play. That's up to you, player. You got the money to do it now. The Jets gonna pay you.
Yeah, I rode past there on my way home. They got a nice wave from me.
If you in the chat, you understand what he's saying. See, make sure you click that link. But we told y'all this was gonna be a super short show. So you tell us how you feel about the Hassan Reddick trade in the comments. You tell us how you feel about the biggest takeaway from the Elite Eight. You leave that in the comments as well, because these videos will be chopped up. Dave, let's get to these last words so we can get on up out of here.
Yeah, last words for me is happy to be back on the show for this week. Can't wait to talk about more topics. Tune into RBO. He has some basketball topics he'll be talking about today. And tune into all the other shows that have a show coming up because it's going to be fantastic. And me, I'm excited. Like I said, I got my new podcast that'll be launching in a few weeks. So I'm excited. And tune into Dave's Doghouse on Wednesday. I will be live on Wednesday.
And he got a lot of people putting the doghouse on. I know he got some things he got to say about that Duke performance. I know one team you're gonna be happy to put in the doghouse to play. See, but I ain't gonna say too much. Make sure y'all. And my last words is more so, hey man, we back now. We took a week off. We gave y'all a chance to catch up. Y'all ain't catch up last week. Then it's over from here. And I got one more thing to say is I seen it on Twitter. Somebody was saying, man, the world is too messed up to celebrate April Fool's Day. But I'm gonna tell you like this: the world is messed up, but don't let nobody stop you from laughing. So if you can crack a joke on somebody today and it doesn't start a fight or anything like that, man, do it. Because what they say, it takes more muscles to frown than it takes to smile.
Exactly. So, a positive thought is 1,000 times more powerful than a negative thought.
Come on now. Now let's get on up out of here.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next time. I'm definitely glad y'all were here for a great show. Other than that, we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.